The timing right now is really good to get in your exhibit space rental agreement because we're coming up on our April the 6th deadline to be included in the priority booth space selection. We've really simplified the booth process, buying a booth, down to the basics. The first thing you need to do is you just need to go to semashow.com. And right here in the middle of the left-hand side of the page, you see a Buy a Booth button, and you just click there. And it'll ask you to enter your company name. We're going to enter a fictitious company. We're going to call it Gattuso Performance Incorporated. And we're going to click search. And we're going to see something that says company not found. So my tip is don't put in the full name of the company. When I did a booth last year, I may have called it Gattuso Performance and not Gattuso Performance Inc. So my recommendation is always just to put in just a little bit less and see if it'll find the company. So here it did. It found Gattuso Performance because I've exhibited in the show before. Then you're going to fill out everything in red. And it's required that you fill everything out. So we'll just go quickly through this. And then we're putting in a mobile phone. That's going to come in handy later when we start to talk about space allocation. So the next thing you're going to get down to, it's going to preload whether or not you're a SEMA member. There's definitely advantages to being a SEMA member. There's a price advantage of $19.95 a square foot versus $34.95 a square foot. Mm-hmm. If you can't find your company or you're not a member or you're between you're updating, you can fill out the member application again. For the sake of this, we're a current member in good standing, and we're going to pick a linear booth, and then we're going to have to determine what size we want to do. And a quick thing on the difference between the booths. An island booth is a booth that has an aisle on 4 sides. A linear booth is a booth that's got booths on either side. Mm-hmm. And a peninsula booth is a booth that has an aisle on 3 sides. So you may have a neighbor in the back of you, but you've got an aisle on 3 sides. So for the sake of this, we're going to pick a linear, and we're going to pick a size of 10 by 20. Picking booth size is an important part of the process, and we go into that more in depth. If you click right here, it'll bring you to that video. So again, we pick a 10 by 20, it preloads the price, the rate, and then you have to pick the section. And that's important because you want to make sure whatever section you go in, 75% of the products that you have on display are applicable to that section. So I'm going to pick power sports and utility vehicles. Then my products to be displayed are going to be motorcycle seats. I'm going to scroll down here. Now this part here is one that you really can take some time with, your exhibitor description. And if I can give you a big tip from the video we're doing today, you want to make sure that you know kind of what your boilerplate language is for company description. You can always go back and change it, but this information is what loads into SEMA News for the show directory. It loads into our online website. So if you can spend a little bit of time here and put in a description that means something, it'll save you time in the future from having to go back and make a lot of edits. And then I'm going to click the product categories that it applies to. The next section down talks about competition. If there's any companies that you don't want to be near, you'd add them here. Now we're going to talk about our business objective. What is it that we're trying to accomplish at the show? You're going to get a list of things that you can do. Right now I'm looking to introduce a new product. Next we get to our promotional tools and our sponsorship opportunities. You can pick some advertising specials. Some of the lowest rates that we run all year long are going to be found here in the ESRA. If you have questions about your sponsorship, really your account manager is one of the best places you can go. And these guys are really experts on getting exposure at the show and customizing something for you. Okay, we're almost done. Now we get to payment. You can pay by credit card, check, or you can wire the money. And it's really as easy as that. Then you click submit, you'll get a confirmation, and you'll know that your payment went through and that we're processing your application. We'll go through all the applications and we'll contact you if there's any issues or problems, but for the most part, you'll be followed up with by your account manager or somebody from SEMA to tell you when your time to pick space is. If you really look at it, the hardest part is getting started. If you can go in and fill out an ESRA, we've got experts that will help you every step of the way.